Mommy! Daddy! Is that one?
Testing, testing. Okay, perfect.
Good.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yep.
Your mic?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
We're back, dude. We're back. This is crazy. All right. I'm nervous. All right.
Spoiler alerts.
We're nervous. Mad spoiler alerts.
Immediately. Or should we just start with like a 60-second, like kind of?
I don't know. I was thinking about it too, and I was like, I didn't know how to start this one. Because like I mean, like, well, it's gonna start with starting with spoiler alerts, but I don't know how to work it in. I don't know how to work that in.
What do you mean? Like, oh, let's describe the movie
All right,
without
like
ruining the movie.
what's the premise?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, go for it.
No
you've
spoilers.
You've seen it twice.
Yeah.
I only seen it the once.
Premise is serial killer based off in the 70s. Without spoiling anything. Oh, well, based off the trailers. I'm trying to go off the trailers. I don't want to say any names. Nothing right now. But serial killer, investigator following them. Very much of a Silence of the Lambs
Type.
kind of type.
Real satanic.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
satanic serial killer involved.
Indie film.
It was like yeah, it's satanic. It was like really heavily occultish.
Yeah.
And stuff. And, like,
Without being too much, right?
I mean, reading about it was like the premise. So it's like there's definitely aspects.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
Just a small cult.
Well,
it's a bigger cult, but like
it's not really a cult. Well,
right?
I don't know. I just say it's like heavily occult influenced.
There you go. Yeah.
And it's just just pure satanic. I guess. I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty just pure satanic.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about it too, and I was like, yeah, my dad and my stepmom, like, yeah, they would not
approve of this.
Yeah. So I got home after we watched it, and I got home, and I was, like, my mom was awake, and she was like, oh, like, how was it? And I was like, dude, like, this shit was crazy. Like, it was like, it was gnarly. And she was like, really? Like, really? Because she's like, she's a chicken, and she doesn't do well with horror movies. I mean, she's just really jumpy. She likes horror movies, but she's just super jumpy.
Yeah.
And then especially when it comes to, like, she doesn't like satanic movies and stuff. But I was telling her, I was like, it's Nicolas Cage. It's so good. And it's like just really twisted, and almost like there were most of the aspects like caught me as realistic, to like, obviously when it comes to,
it was
like,
very
movies,
realistic.
It was very realistic. And it's something I feel like I could possibly believe,
Yeah, like if it would have started based on a true story.
Yeah, exactly. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd be like, I probably would have had trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't know. I would have put it on as I slept or something.
Yeah, you probably would have watched a documentary about
got
it.
All cozy. No, but yeah. So I mean, rate it. You've seen it twice.
Seen it twice. I would say, based off, this is my preference, I would say perfect film, 10 out of 10.
Really?
I'll
give it like a 9. There was like most everything was pretty great,
Yeah.
And like I don't know, dude, like it was only and I was honestly like, all right, again, spoiler alerts, it was Nicolas Cage himself that, well, no, it wasn't actually Nicolas Cage himself. It was more like the cosmetics of Nicolas Cage, which were a little too outrageous for me.
Oh, okay.
So it was like almost like, like nobody's that pale, like, you know what I mean? Or he's just like pure white. He just looked like he was wearing face paint the entire time.
Yeah.
So like, which I would have probably would have made it better for me to, like, more believable, or when it comes to, like, looking at him.
Oh, I get you.
Like if I knew he was wearing face paint and stuff, because like obviously it was like heavy prosthetics and stuff.
Oh yeah.
On him, so like he's almost unrecognizable.
Which is nice.
If I didn't know it was Nicolas Cage, I'd be like, "Is that Nicolas Cage?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be questioning it. So it was like mostly just the cosmetic of everything.
I can see that.
But
yeah,
like,
you either love it or hate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, because I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I don't know how really to explain it, because it's like when that interview I sent you, With Nicolas
Oh
Cage, and he
yeah,
was like talking about it. So it's like I was thinking, the mother of the FBI agent, she was saying, the actress, she was saying that when she first saw Nicolas Cage in full cosmetic, that she was like terrified, and that looking at him, she said, like, from a character's point of view, you would look at this character, and you would immediately understand that there's something deeply wrong with him. You
Yes.
know?
And that's why like I did it. I feel like at least for me, like it does such a great job.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think but I was like also thinking about it because I was like, it's like heavily satanic, and he's like just batshit,
Yeah.
you know, like just completely outrageous and like over
Insane.
the top, like
Yeah.
pure insane.
Uh-huh.
And like the only people that I've ever gotten that like vibe from are really like crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Who are just like screaming and screaming at themselves, having full conversations with
Yeah.
themselves,
Like
and
unhinged.
just
Yeah.
unhinged. Exactly, just like
Yeah.
unhinged. So it's like, which like in my head, I mean, at least like in a real when I think about it in a realistic point of view, or you would think that like, I don't know, satanic or Satan worshippers, I don't know, would just be more under the radar.
Oh, I get
You know
you.
what
A
I
little
mean?
more tame.
A little more
Yeah.
tame, and just like you wouldn't suspect,
Yeah.
like someone who was dabbling, or not even dabbling, but like all in with like black magic and Satanism, you know?
Uh-huh.
But like obviously he's a serial killer. You
Yeah.
know? So it's like that's his whole persona,
That's true.
you know? But even like some of the characters, like when he was like when that scene where he goes into the mini mart to pick up something, and then the girl behind the counter is like, he walks up to the counter and he's like being fucking weird.
Yeah.
She's just like, that weird guy's back.
Yeah, exactly. Because they
I
live
would've
in a
been like-
small town.
I
And
would have totally been like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I would have just been like freaked out the entire time. You know?
Yeah.
Like, especially like looking at him, because he looks,
it's uncomfortable.
it's very uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's very
And that's why I liked a lot, like where the film doesn't like reveal his face. Even when they
Yeah.
first reveal his
Most
face,
of it. Yeah.
it was like a quick cut.
Yeah.
And it was just like a loud noise, and it was just like, oh shit, like we just
Yeah.
whatever
Or
that
it was. Like, it was just like his lips or something, you know?
And you can't tell it's Nicolas Cage from like
Not
down
at all.
below.
No, yeah. I mean, even looking at him, you would, again, if I didn't know
Yeah,
that
true.
it was him, I would have been like, is that, I'm pretty sure that's Nicolas Cage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was off.
Yeah. But it was good. It was really good. I like how much he invested into this character.
Yeah, and especially with the interview, because he's so normal. Like,
Right? Like the way he talks about it, he's
Yeah.
like very excited. He's like, oh, I
And he's
love.
like, yeah, like this is what, you know,
Yeah.
and, stuff. And then he was like talking about how the director came to him and was like, oh, like this is a movie about my mother.
Which
then-
is.
Yeah, and then Nicolas Cage said himself that he incorporated, not his mother wasn't a Satanist, but he incorporated like almost like her movements and her mannerisms into this character.
Yeah.
And like the character is very animated. You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
So like I wonder how Nicolas Cage's mother will actually, like, you know what I mean? I wonder if she was like, I don't know, like she had muscle spasms or something, because he was just like really
Oh, that's
just
true, huh?
animated and jittery and like just it was just pent up, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like just
Now I'm curious.
stay
Yeah, like
fucking
his
away
mom.
from me. Like stay the fuck away from me. Like, and that's why. So like when the girl, when he was like interacting with the mini mart clerk, if somebody like this walked up to me and narrowed in on me, like there's no way I'm staying this calm. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Like I'm on edge. You know what I mean? And I'm hyper aware. Like there's no, like, get the fuck away from me. Like, you know what I mean? Or like I'm making some distance, you know?
That is so true.
And he like, he's like, oh, when's your birthday, little angel? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
Cuckoo,
yeah, like,
cuckoo.
I mean, obviously, like, she did experience him before and stuff.
Yeah, like he's a regular, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
But like,
It's still weird. Yeah. That's true.
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy how like no one really acknowledges how his appearance is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no acknowledgement, like other than like the audience kind of like kind of standoffish.
back,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think maybe the mom, when she saw him, like, what are you doing here? But even then, she was trying to treating him like a regular
normal
person.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
right? Just a regular dude that's like walking by.
Yeah.
As if like they
Or
don't
like,
live
why are
in
you talking
nowhere.
to my daughter?
Yeah.
But like, if somebody like this, it does, even if they weren't talking to your daughter, but like passed you on the street, you'd take reference,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh.
Because like, it was
It was off.
off.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
was
and like,
just
you
like,
don't see this kind of shit in LA,
yeah.
you know?
Well,
I mean, it's like, you see shit like that in LA, but not like that.
yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
Because he's like, he looks tore up,
Yeah.
you know, and just like almost deformed, and it was really odd, you know. And a lot of the visuals were just fucking crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
right? Like,
They were crazy. So it's like, you know, those scenes where like there was like not subliminal, but it was like quick scenes of like the devil himself, you
yeah.
know, like coming into like certain frames, and it's only ever slightly, you know, and almost you can almost miss it at times.
Yeah.
And then, but like some of that imagery was like like it's good imagery.
Yeah,
it's like
'cause
that's exactly how I'd picture it if I saw some shit.
Yeah, right? A
didn't wanna
split
see.
second.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, I know what I saw, and that's all I needed. It wasn't kind of like, it
I'm-
wasn't hanging over your head the whole time.
Out.
Yeah.
And it's like you could almost forget about it, but it's still so
It's
much
stuck in your head.
yeah.
Like, even watching the movie, you're kind of like, you know, those shots where it would show like for 2 seconds
Yeah.
or less than 2 seconds.
And I was curious too, actually, because when we were talking about it, I was curious, and I'm like, they only showed the devil a couple of times, and I didn't count, but in my head I was like, I wonder if it was 6. You know what I'm saying?
That would be a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah, because like it's, you know, 666 heavily is involved in like the crypt, you know, the ciphers and stuff that
Yeah.
the killer, you know, that Nicolas Cage himself like writes and stuff, like
The
letters
upside
and stuff.
down,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So like I wonder, you know what I mean? If I feel like they would be intricate enough to like put 6 shots of the devil. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like an over amount, and it wasn't like once or twice. You know what I'm talking about? And I want to say I counted maybe like 4 or 5, but like maybe there was 6. You know what I mean? So I want to rewatch it, and like I want to
just to see that,
that, you know, and like count it. And like also I was looking it up too, because the whole soundtrack consists of 3 songs, and they're all by T-Rex.
Oh, what? Damn, that's
all of them. It's only 3 songs, like 3 actual songs.
Yeah.
Other than like the OST of the movie, you know,
which is really solid.
Which is good, and it was like very eerie and felt heavy.
Yeah,
you know,
very
times.
much.
And then like
the screech.
Yeah, the screeches were nuts.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Nicolas Cage was definitely it's one for the books. Because like I mean, I'm a big horror fan. I'm a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
And I love horror movies. And nothing really like resonates with me more than shit I can believe. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get you.
And it's like usually shit like this, like satanic shit.
Just like, oh, this happened somewhere.
That genuinely makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of like, oh, like that's freaky, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like it's unrealistic.
It comes and goes. Yeah.
Not this. You know, like, this was good. It was really good. It was solid all the way around. 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And I like how much it felt like, it felt like a true story.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely something I can believe, and like especially in like the 70s, like it, like I mean, the sets seemed so just like disconnected, you know, kind of like Nicolas Cage himself, like in the film. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
'Cause it was like it would make sense he'd be in a rural area.
Yeah.
Where, like there aren't a lot of eyes on him, and he can move freely. But like it seemed to his whole spree it was like over the course of 20 years or something like that.
Yeah, it was going on for a while.
Because like she was a little girl. The FBI
oh yeah, that's true.
And then she was an adult, and he was still doing it.
Yeah.
You know. But again, spoiler alerts.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, spoiler alerts.
Huge spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen it, stop fucking watching. But her mother was involved the entire time.
which was great. Like I love the idea of like how they point you one direction, like, oh, her mom's kind of just crazy. She probably experienced something crazy, and that's that. Because you always kind of have like a crazy mom or a crazy aunt, like in a film.
In my head, when they first introduced her, or like when she was like on the phone with her and stuff, I was like, oh, like she's off, and it almost seemed like dementia, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then we met her, and she was like a hoarder, and it was like, okay, definitely dementia,
Oh okay.
you know. So it's
Oh
like
okay. So you were looking
completely
at medical.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's completely disregarding or like misdirecting you.
Yeah.
Pretty well, at least in my head,
No,
like the
same.
entire time,
Uh-huh.
you know. And
Mine
then
was just directing in another way, like, oh, something happened.
oh, okay, yeah. See, it was like that's more along the line. Like you were pretty on point.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you
But
were
it
on the
wasn't like
path.
kind of,
In
but
my
still
head, I was
wasn't
just
like.
like, oh, she's, you know, she's the daughter's alone because she's, you know, I mean, her mom's not really fully there,
Oh, I
you
get you.
know, and
Yeah,
stuff. So like, she can't really look to her for comfort
yeah. Uh-huh.
and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And then even the misdirecting, you know, like with her mom, like, oh, are you saying your prayers? Like, are you saying your prayer? You know, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
she could never, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
she's so sweet, you know.
but how direct she was about that. Like even on the phone, she's like, "Oh, it keeps the devil away."
Yeah.
Remember when she says on the phone? It's kind of just like,
Well, and it seems like, well, in hindsight, watching to the end, that's what she was trying to do
for her. Yeah.
for her daughter,
Yeah.
is keep the devil away.
Yeah.
But like
It's like that's her
in the
mission.
most fucked up way possible.
Ah, dude.
And it's like, well, I mean, like that's what I mean. What's the term? Deal with the devil, you know?
hmm
It's like it's a dance you can't step away from,
Yeah.
you know. So like that sucks. You know? You know? I was thinking too, because like there were moments towards the end when they like pretty much they threw it in your face, like to let you know that the mother was involved directly.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And like I even so, like them throwing it in your face, like with everything building up to that point, my mind still, like, it didn't register, because I
Yeah.
was like, well, what is her, you know, like what does her mom know? Or she's like, she must, in my head, she must have experienced exactly what you thought, like something back when she was a kid, you
Yeah,
know, and
exactly.
remembers something,
Uh-huh.
not directly involved,
Right?
you
Like the
know.
whole time you're kind of just like what does she know? Yeah,
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 yeah. You still don't know. You're still unraveling the mystery
exactly.
until like they pull up to the house
Yeah,
and you're just like, "Oh, this is
this
crazy."
is fucked up.
Yeah,
You know, like,
this is what like I did not see this
yeah,
which was such a
I didn't
great
see it.
twist.
Yeah, I did. It really was. Especially, well, I think it's really powerful. Well, at least to me, that like when a movie can directly throw something in your face, and most people like, especially, I feel like for the most part, I was pretty intuitive towards the beginning.
Mhm.
You know, and I was like almost calling shots, and like it was thrown in my face, and I didn't catch it. You
Yeah.
know, or like it just didn't catch traction, and it was like I went somewhere else with it, and it was right there. You know.
Yeah, but it does a good job. It's doing that. It's
That's
taking us.
why it's like such a powerful effect. You know, and
Yeah.
it's like when a movie can do that. You
Uh-huh.
know, because it's like it's so twisted, and like the story is so intricate that like it's got to be deeper. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
And
And
like
the thing with horror films a lot, like the ending always falls short. I feel like for a lot of horror films, like it's hard to close out a good horror film.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
this one closed it out. And
No,
like,
that's true.
you know what I mean?
I do feel let down sometimes.
Yeah,
And
because
I'm
like
like,
majority
that
of the time,
sucked. You know, like that sucked. Like
yeah,
everything was great
it
until
was like
then.
the build up, and then
Yeah.
you just like, wait, what? Like, where did we go?
Yeah,
Like from here,
that was dumb.
you fought a demon with a sword. Yeah, like it's just like
Something
what?
stupid, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's always something outrageous, but this was like very like it was
Believable.
tamed. Yeah, very believable.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Well, I mean, like that's why, especially when it comes to like something like well, I don't know, like when it comes to like good or like
Good writing.
yeah, more realistic writing, you know,
Mhm.
because it's like
Yeah.
not like you can fucking arrest the devil.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
That would
it's
have
like
been a crazy
you're not
ending.
gonna catch him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like even obviously it was like he was directly involved in
Uh-huh.
in the film. Like there was no uh like perfect resolution. It was all terrible. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it was an ugly
It
ending.
was an ugly ending. And
Yeah.
like that's something you can expect. Well, at least in my head with like something realistic. You know what I mean? Cuz it's like nothing's ever perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in real life, like nothing happy. There's like hardly ever happy endings, like perfect happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's not believable when, or like I mean, sometimes it's satisfying, you know, in like some horror films where it's like, oh, like you know that was a rough ride, you know, and it's like
Uh-huh.
we're cleared, you know, and stuff. But like this one, that's why like I feel it's a good horror film because it like sticks with you in the end. You're just like, damn, like you're still out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That is true. Like,
So like
did it get the kid? Did it get her?
yeah.
Like, yeah.
So
Because
like
at the end she doesn't kill the doll, right? Because there's no her.
oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
that
Yeah,
was a
yeah, the
sick.
voodoo doll. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah. So that voodoo, you know, like, well, I mean, yeah, they were all heavily involved. So it was like, it was voodoo. I did call that out. I thought I knew it was
yeah,
like
that was a good
voodoo.
call. And when he said that, I was just like,
I don't
dumb.
know. I don't. It was like you've seen it, you know. You know?
Beats me, man. Beats me. I kind of
Trying
forgot.
to keep me in the dark.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, fuck, that was a good guess.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Really...
like thinking too. It was like they looked exactly, and he was saying too when he was like, "Oh, like the hair is human, or
which
what's
is
left of
insane.
it." So I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, that's voodoo."
that's voodoo
You
as
know, like
fuck.
that's voodoo
Yeah,
as fuck. So,
but it was so cool, like how they did the voodoo dolls. Like he was like a doll maker, and like
yeah,
he would create these
there was a
lookalikes.
background for him. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it was like, oh, like when her mother, like the FBI agent, or Harker's mother, was
Hmm.
talking about or telling her the story as a child, and she was like, oh, and there was a doll maker who came and visited, who said it was from the church,
Yeah.
and it was quite the opposite. You
Ah,
know?
dude, so creepy.
Yeah,
You won a prize from the
it was
church?
ugly,
Ah.
and it's like, especially, well, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't alive in the '70s, but I mean, like, you think like if the a nun came to your door and was like, "Hey, like you want a raffle? Like this is from the church."
This is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You would
Uh-huh.
not even think twice.
Like
Of
how
course, bring
twisted
it
that
in.
is.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like that's fucked up.
Even the doll with the veil.
Things were, uh, I guess I don't know. I don't know about simpler back then, but simpler. You know, it was like, you know, like in the '50s, people left their doors unlocked and
Oh yeah,
kids
yeah,
were
yeah.
safe to run around by themselves.
Versus nowadays, like we're always like looking over our
Yeah,
shoulders, like,
you
hey,
don't know anybody's in there.
yeah, because of all the past experiences, all
Yeah,
the
and
fucking,
it's just crazy nowadays. You know?
yeah,
So like today, you know, somebody came to the door and was like, "Hey, you won this." I'd be like, "I didn't enter anything."
yeah, fuck off, yeah,
Yeah, get the fuck off
fuck
my
off, old
porch.
lady.
Yeah, dude. I'd be skeptical.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
uh huh.
So like, I mean, because like, when do you ever really get anything for free without signing up for something, or
Yeah, it's so
you
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah, what's the catch? You're already questioning it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least in my, I mean, maybe I'm paranoid, but
No, I'm always questioning it.
like
Yeah.
you would question it.
Uh huh.
Like you wouldn't. This wouldn't be like a normal thing. You'd be like, what? You know,
Yeah.
you'd almost be like just confused.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, why? But yeah, it was. I think it was
Good.
definitely a good one. It held up. I was telling my mom about it too because she was like, I was like, again, she likes horror films, but like not satanic stuff. You know,
Yeah.
she freaks out with it. So she like hated The Conjuring and stuff. I fucking love The Conjuring, you know. But I was like telling her about it, and I was like, dude, it's like it's solid, it's freaky, it's almost realistic. Like it takes place in the '70s, you know. It's just like it's really good.
Yeah.
And she was like she's kind of just listening to me, and she was like, I might watch it.
Oh,
And I was like, watch it. Dude.
let's
I was
go.
like, I was like, if you can handle it, what's up, boy? I was like, if you can handle it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know? I don't. It was like as I was telling her how Lauren felt about it.
Oh, just uncomfortable.
Just uncomfortable.
Yeah, just
and like you walked out of the movie theater feeling ugly.
Yeah,
and when I
you're
told
yeah.
her, she was like, "Oh, I know exactly what you mean." You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Okay, well, like you know, give it a shot." You know, I mean, it's a great movie. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's for her. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Because it's like if you remove the horror away, just the plot is like great itself.
Oh,
Like
it's
the
yeah,
crime mystery, like
yeah.
it's just
Everything's very solid, and they even went pretty well with like it was quick, but I was like mostly able to keep up when she was like explaining how she deciphered
oh yeah, that
the
was pretty
letters
cool.
and
Yeah,
stuff. So I was like, it was almost simple, but not simple. You know what
yeah,
I mean? but it was easy enough for me to understand,
Uh-huh.
like especially at just like with a first explanation. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see it. You know?
Yeah. But then also you kind of like it's hinting at you like, wait, how does she know this?
Yeah.
You're just like, what? Like how did like even her boss was like, hey, like you get on this case and you're
Things
solving
start flowing.
yeah.
You know?
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
like and it's like
cold
it's
cases for
uh
years, and then all of a sudden, it's like you're
you're
on this
on
case
it.
and
Now
it's flowing like lava.
yeah.
And which I think was a great analogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was just like it's slow and thick
Uh
and just like it just takes you. You know?
yeah. Yeah, because it was like it was engulfing her. Yeah. Every time
Yeah.
she would go home, she went to the library, she
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like
Well, it was interesting too because like when they first, I mean, basically when they introduced her, they almost immediately like identified her as like clairvoyant. You know? Because like she went with the first FBI agent
yeah.
and to look for like
Yeah.
a killer, and she was like, "It's this house," and he's like, "How do you know?" And she's like, "I just know. Call it in." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm just gonna ring the doorbell."
Yeah.
And that fucker gets shot in the face.
It's such a nice shot too.
Yeah, it was great. I
Yeah.
didn't. Well,
It's
I mean,
so
I was like,
subtle. Yeah. It just
I almost expected it, but I did not expect it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? 'Cause it was
Because you
like,
heard the footsteps walking.
yeah, and I
You heard
was
the
like,
door open.
somebody's coming quickly to like open the door.
Yeah.
Like somebody suspected of murder or
Yeah.
like with the FBI at their front door would not be quick enough to like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
They're gonna knock a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
It's like no, he knocked once. The guy opens the door. He's like FBI, and then
Boom. Which
what?
yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
which was nice. I
Yeah.
was like what? And
She's
then the
a great actress.
anxiety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was a great actress.
She
She
def-
was like, I mean, it almost gave me like Shelley Duvall, like the Shining vibes,
Oh,
you know?
okay.
It's
Yeah.
just like constant terror,
Uh-huh.
you know, and just like
Very much. You're
unsettlement,
right. That's a
constant
good one.
unsettlement. Because she, at not one point in the movie, like, she did laugh once when she was like on the phone with her mom for the first time, and then she laughed again when she met her mom for the first time again. But that's the only two times that I can perfectly remember her smiling.
Yeah.
Every other scene, she looks
Uncomfortable.
troubled.
Yeah, troubled.
know?
Yeah. Even when she was with the daughter, her boss's daughter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When she like invites her into her room
Yeah.
and stuff, and like,
You can just
talks
tell
to
she's
her.
off. She's like, oh, like
Yeah, and like I mean, as a little girl, I would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
yeah,
You
this
know
is
what I mean?
good.
Like, this is a
Okay.
you're weird.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
You know what? Just get out. Yeah. This is a bad
You're
idea.
not a good time.
Yeah, don't come to my birthday. Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's it was a great. Oh, I mean, pretty much all the way around was great performances.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone played their role perfectly.
Yeah,
Of course there were standouts.
very solid though.
Yeah.
No, like all the way around, because like even so, like you know what I mean. And then especially like other characters that were like, well, like even like her mom who was directly involved, and like I got different vibes, not derailed vibes, you know, from like all the murders she's like taken place in, because like that scene towards the end of the movie, that seemed to be the case, that she was derailed, her mental state was derailed
Yeah.
from being involved in all these murders and watching them all. She wasn't like, she didn't have dementia, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wasn't just like spacing out. She was not there mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so like I think they were like, these characters were played perfectly, because I was like, I almost had faith in them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
And
get
like
you.
her mother, you know, and it's like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like, you know, I had a completely different vibe from her. I was like, oh, she's sick.
Yeah,
You
she
know?
needs help.
She
Yeah.
needs help. She's like, she can't take care of herself.
It's like
No, she's a fucking murderer.
yeah, she could fucking hold
an
a fucking
accomplice to the devil.
blasting people in the fucking head with a shotgun.
That was crazy.
That was a crazy
scene.
shot.
And
Yeah.
then I didn't originally in that scene, the first scene where Harker gets her letter from Longlegs, from Nicolas Cage, and she sees the devil outside, like in the woods, and she goes out with her gun, and then when she's like out in the woods, she turns around and she looks at her house. There's like a figure that's walking through her house. And in my head, I was like, "Oh, that's Longlegs. That's it. It was her mom."
Oh.
that dropped off the letter. That's how she got it into her house. But it was her mom, and like, because she was wearing the same gowns that she was wearing later on. And you just see
Oh.
the back, and it's a split second, and you just
Yeah.
see somebody walk off. It wasn't Longlegs, it was her mom who dropped off the
Damn.
letter.
I missed that scene. I wanted to see that scene. I missed that whole scene in the cabin, which I love because it's so
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
Because I was shitting my brains out.
The lighting,
Oh, that's when it was really dark.
it's always dark. Like,
and you're kind of like squinting.
yeah,
You're
and
trying to
it's like
see.
it's really dark. And I was like, dang, I was like, was it the lighting really that bad in the 70s? But it was like, also like, they're all like, everybody's houses are like cabins almost, you know? So like, and then like, I don't know, they were, I mean, it was really aesthetic,
Yeah.
but like, the lightings was so, it was like, it was dark.
Yeah,
You
which
know?
was nice though. Like it was
Well,
kind of.
it was like, that's why I was like, it was really aesthetic. If I was to live in a house like that at night, like, I feel like it'd make me depressed.
Oh yeah,
You know?
definitely. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was like, yeah, dude, like, if the lights weren't this bright all the time, like, I need some bright light, you know?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
pretty. Yeah, it's
and
pretty
then,
unsettling.
and then pretty much throughout the whole movie, it's always gloomy.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, it is Portland, Oregon,
Yeah.
or
Well, I mean,
some part of.
I feel like it fit the tone of the movie, because like, even
Yeah.
Longlegs, like, he's just pale all the time.
That's
and, like,
true.
He wears white. His hair is white.
Snowing.
Pale,
Yeah, it kind
snowing.
of goes with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You know, and it's like a very just it's not like despair or anything. It's just like dire. Or, I don't know the correct word. It's like,
An abyss. I don't know.
oh, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just like it's just like, there's just a constant gloom over all the characters. You know?
Yeah, no one was really happy in this
No.
besides Longlegs. It was
Yeah,
kind of.
he was very
happy.
a lot of the time. Yeah, and like, what was the other detective's name? The captain.
Oh, the
Carson. Was it Carson?
fuck, I forgot. Maybe Carson,
The
but
black guy.
yeah, he was super smooth. He played his role
He
perfectly.
played his role perfect.
Yeah,
And I was
like he was
and
just
then-
like he's
yeah.
a top dog here. He
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
what he's doing.
He's seasoned. He's a veteran.
Yeah, he's smooth. Let me get a drink.
He's not like overwhelmed by anything.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's seen it all before.
Just whatever. Another
It's
day.
just like another day. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Another day, just on this case. You know. And then even when they were like making breakthroughs, he was like still like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was still pretty involved with everything. He was just
He's like, okay.
He wasn't taken back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wasn't like, oh yeah, let's go. But
Yeah.
he's kind of like, all right, how far is it?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's check it out.
Check it out.
Uh-huh.
Check it out.
Yeah, he was very smooth. I love that scene where they're drinking together and he's like, oh, you need to give me a ride home.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're coming
Yeah,
inside. You're gonna meet my family now.
yeah,
Too
exactly,
late.
yeah.
Yeah. Like he's just like,
He's just a seasoned captain.
yeah,
You know?
which was like, okay. I love
The switch was
that.
different. That the switch caught me off guard. That, like, it was when he, like, in the end,
Oh, when he
You
got
know?
possessed already
When he
from
was,
the
like,
doll that
possessed,
she
you know?
brought home. Yeah.
and then she was just like, or she comes in, and it's like the daughter's birthday. and
Yeah.
stuff, and he's like, oh, sit down. Like, we're gonna have some cake.
Yeah.
And then she's like, my mother's involved. She's the one we're looking for. And he's like, sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know? And then like, and then the wife's still like all happy.
yeah,
and stuff.
just
it was
smiling.
it was so weird.
Ah,
And that's what I was
yeah.
like, I was like, this is like a total trance thing.
Yeah.
You know? And like,
And the whole time I'm just like, but I guess you're so shocked because you're just like, oh, my boss is here. Like we need to capture her.
yeah.
And I'm experiencing this trance right now. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't pull my gun out. I can't shoot my boss.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be a murderer now.
Her mother did save her by like shooting the voodoo doll. That was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of her daughter.
Like her mom.
and stuff.
But her mom was just doing her job. And then the daughter just happened to be at her job. You know what I mean? Like, because then she was just like, oh, I still got to continue protecting you. I got to go take this doll to this house because I got to continue working with the devil.
Yes,
you get me?
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. And then like the little girl's doll was never
It was never
destroyed.
killed.
She ran out of bullets.
Yeah.
To like destroy the voodoo doll that had like over her. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then like I think the writing was really good in that scene too, because like when they were like in the trance and stuff, and then
Oh, the kitchen.
yeah, and like the mom was like, oh, like they all need to die, like he needs to stab her, and then he was like, oh honey, like help me come cut the cake in the kitchen, and she's like, oh, I'll be right back. He's like, no, I'll be right back, you'll still be in the kitchen. That was really good. And I was like, oh dude, I was like, that was really menacing.
So dark.
And then you can like hear him stabbing her and stuff, and like that was gnarly. It was I was taken back by that scene. He did really well, because like especially his demeanor throughout the entire movie was like super chill, you know, even like in the face of like all these murders and stuff, and he was just still like on the case and very collected.
Yeah.
Know? And then in that scene, it was like just he was a switch was flipped, you know, and he was not the same person, and very intimidating.
Yeah, you feel that tone immediately where he's like, sit down.
Yeah.
Which is just like, oh, it's over. Yeah.
It's it.
We're going to die.
It's too late.
Yeah.
You know? And like she did, I mean, ultimately she did save the girl.
Kind of.
Not.
The doll is not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the doll is still there. But I like how she shoots her mom, and it kind of looks like a cross on her head when she's bleeding.
Blood?
Yeah. It was like a little cross. I was like, oh, what? Like, it's almost like she freed her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's, I don't know if it was on purpose. I'm hoping it was on purpose.
Well, her mom pulled out a knife.
Yeah.
It was like about to.
Oh, no, but I was talking about the cross.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that was probably on purpose.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it was pretty heavy with the symbolism.
Yeah.
You know, of everything and whatnot. Like, it was pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like, and like a lot of the symbolism, like, you wouldn't even catch.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, you would catch it, but it's not so much like in your face with everything.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Because some movies are like, here.
Yeah.
It's the devil we're dealing with. Longlegs is working with the devil. It's like, no, the man downstairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you wouldn't even like, well, especially when you see the devil, like you don't even know that it's him. You think it's just, oh, it's like, that's the killer. You know what I mean? He's like working in the woods, you know, until he's like around, and then like it starts showing pure imagery where it's just like even in a light room where it's just like the silhouette and those red glowing eyes, you know.
Oh,
like
dude, so creepy.
That was.
It reminded me of like, was it Rosemary's Baby? I think.
Oh yeah, dude.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in forever. That movie freaked my mom out.
Dude, that movie freaked me out.
My mom watched it while she was pregnant with me. She saw it in theaters with my dad.
No wonder you're a fan of
this
horror film.
Dude? Yeah, dude. She freaked.
Such a scary movie, and I can't imagine watching it at that time because I watched it later, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it was good. I was just like, and those shots with the eyes, and I'm just like, oh, that's
the only scene you get as well.
Yeah.
Like in the movie. So it's like it's like you've been waiting
the whole time, but you kind of know something's going around and everything
it's like even in the end, like everything, the whole cult's there.
Yeah.
You know, and whatnot. But like to finally see it, to set your eyes on it,
you
know, even just the eyes is like, oh, like I knew it. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it's
I wanted to
real.
See it.
I
wanted to see it. So
so that's what I kept getting. That's why I was like, oh, that was such a good little like tactic. Like it wasn't it wasn't showing too much.
Yeah.
And it was very subtle. You're just like, oh, this is real. This is demon.
Yeah.
But also to go back to the main actress, she's in It Follows. So that's why
you were telling me. I remember. I saw it once.
Gotta watch it again.
Yeah, and I gotta watch it again. I saw it once, like when it came out. What year did it come out? It was like 2016.
I think so. I think 2016, 2015, around that time. I just remember the cover was like a car with the lights on.
Oh yeah. That I remember. It was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah.
I put it on my list. I never watched it again.
Oh, okay.
I meant to.
I remember when I found out about it, I had everyone watch it, so I watched it multiple times.
Yeah, it was like that's the type of shit that I was like I said, like it doesn't necessarily scare me, so I'm like not in a rush.
I get you. Yeah.
You gotta have sex to pass this curse on. And I was like, okay.
And the ending was cheesy. I don't know if you recall the ending for that one.
I don't know. I don't recall basically anything from the movie other than the premise.
Oh yeah. Well, she has sex with the guy, but they fall in love and they just live together with the demon following us. Yeah.
All right. Well,
was very cheesy. It was a bad ending. It was which I was like, but this was a lot better. This was really good. This is how you do a good ending.
This was really good.
This was a really good and a low budget film.
Yeah, I meant to look up the budget. Do you know what the budget was?
I heard like I haven't checked it out. Possibly.
Lauren, look up the budget for Longlegs.
Because I saw it on like reviews or like apparently it was like 3 million. Other people were saying it was less than 10 mil.
Still pretty low,
right? That's very low. Like to have this cast.
What Godzilla -1 was? That was pretty low.
That was pretty low.
It was like 11 million or something. Like
yeah.
That. It was 10 million.
10 mil.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah, for that kind of like for that film, like
Nicolas Cage produced it himself,
which is really good. Yeah.
Producers.
So he probably knew his way around to fucking cut corners.
Yeah, I was talking to my cousin about it, dude. Like the past couple years, Nicolas Cage has been putting out fucking bangers.
Yeah,
dude.
and he's been like on the indie film kind of like path.
Yeah, and they're like, but they're solid.
They're
Most
amazing
indie
films.
I watch are kind of like, yeah, other than like, Donnie Darko.
Yeah,
but like, no, dude, he's solid.
Yeah, he's choosing the right movies, and he's actually like, it looks like he's enjoying what he's doing again.
And
which I'm like, yes,
well. Like he's giving great performances.
Yeah,
it's like great.
Yeah, he's not like sticking to like a normal Nicolas Cage face-off role.
And he's taking different roles. Like I said, like you got to watch Dream Scenario.
Oh, I know, I need to see that.
Dream Scenario is so good. It's really good. It's really funny, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's like a critique on what's the word? He's
his fame?
No, he's just self-obsessed.
Oh.
It's not nihilism. Nihilism is when you don't care about anything.
Self-obsessed? I don't know.
Well, he's very self-obsessed because
conceited,
it's like kind of. It's just no, it's not conceited, but he's like the premise of the movie because like he's a nobody.
Oh, I get you.
You know, and like he's very smart, he's very talented, but like he's a nobody, and he wants to be seen. You know, and then like his case or like the whole phenomenon catches traction, and he starts getting noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the movie's like premise is like the phenomenon. But it's also on like his view of himself.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, okay.
So it's like it makes sense when it comes to like the title of the movie, like Dream Scenario, and he's like, it's like almost perfect in his mind, but like it's real life. Nothing's perfect, and it's kind of like, I don't know. Like, you gotta watch it. It's so good. It's really good.
I really do. I probably will.
Yeah. If y'all haven't seen that one. Dream Scenario. Watch that one.
First, really watch this one though.
Watch this one.
Support it so we get more films like this.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
Go on a Nicolas Cage marathon. Okay, Nicolas Cage, dude. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is hilarious.
Yeah.
Really good, and he plays himself. Dream Scenario.
Exaggerated version of himself.
Exaggerated version of himself. I never saw Pig.
Oh, you gotta watch that one.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to tell you anything about it. Just watch it.
It got like I was talking to my cousin about it earlier. It was like it got like 96% on tomatoes. So like, and like I know the I remember reading the premise, and it's like it's basically like a John Wick type scenario. Somebody steals his pig, not kills it, but steals it.
And some people like it. Some people like I've talked to people that didn't like it.
Oh yeah, but
I enjoyed it. But I'm not gonna give anything more than that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Definitely watch it.
I'll watch it.
But other than that, anything else to add to the movie? Good.
I feel like we covered most of it.
Do you want to hit him with the outro then? But the outro that he says once he leaves the market. Do you want to do that? You don't want to.
He's gonna kill me if I don't do it.
With the Nicolas Cage impression.
Oh, God. All right. So he's like driving. He leaves the market and he's like unhinged. And I don't know if he's singing a song, but he's just, I don't know, or he's not even ranting. He's just
like, he's just repeating.
He's just raving.
Yeah.
Because
when she calls her dad, she calls him Daddy, the weird guy's here.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. The weird guy's here again. And then that's where it stops.
I gotta look up the meaning of that scene because like I want to know exactly what he was referencing, if he was referencing anything. when he was like driving, he's being all fucking weird, and then he just like he's quiet.
Well, he says the mom and then the dad part, and then he says, I think he mentions her birthday.
Who's Harkins?
No, the girl's birthday. Like, oh, like when's your birthday? Like he yells it, because I will find you or something like that, and that's when the high pitch goes up.
Oh yeah, when he's screaming daddy.
Because it's almost because it's almost like when he first sees Lee Harker as a kid in the beginning, and he's like, "Oh, I'll come back once, maybe twice, but I won't stop." So it's like almost like he's replicating.
Like let me in or
exactly
like that.
So he's doing the same thing but in the car. So it's almost like he's having a little breakdown, like, "Oh, I'm gonna get her next."
It's such an odd, like he's so like it's such, like,
but it's so Nicolas Cage.
It's so
that
Nicolas
scene
Cage,
right there, especially.
Yeah, he's definitely I wouldn't even say like I don't even know. I can't really say like he's like one of my favorite villains, but he's definitely one of the most memorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't forget this character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once you see the movie once, like you won't forget this character.
Yeah, no, by far. You could see his face. Yeah. Do you want to hit him with the Nicolas Cage?
No, everybody wants me to do it. I can't. I was like, I wish I knew the scene better, because it's like if I knew like the entire scene, I'd do the entire scene.
We could just do the first two, because those are the most memorable.
Oh God, we got important watchers this time. All right. He goes like, I was like, it's weird without reference. You got to watch. You don't even got
to reference it. That's
mommy, daddy, and then it like fucking rages, or like the screeching goes on. Yeah, it goes like on, and then like the scene goes off.
Yeah, it pans to the next scene.
But the audio keeps going, and it like almost echoes.
Yeah,
to the next scene.
Yeah, you're right. It does echo to the next scene.
It's an odd
because you're kind of like still stuck on like what just happened.
Yeah, exactly. But like I got to go back and like rewatch the scene, because I want to know exactly what he was referencing. I want to learn the whole scene. I need to like I want to know exactly what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And there seemed to be a lot of like I said, like raving with him. You know, yeah. Like, there was a lot of times like he was talking, and he was like he was you know, you can hear him perfectly. He was audible and stuff. He wasn't like mumbling or anything.
Yeah,
but you don't know exactly what he's talking about.
Kind of reminded me of Dr. Seuss a little bit. It was almost
like a twisted, dark Dr. Seuss, evil, satanic Dr.
Giving
Seuss.
You kind of red fish, green fish, blue fish, and I'm just like, because there was a lot of like, you know, maybe this is like a dumbed down version of
blue fish, green fish, blood fish. You know?
You dead fish, you dead bitch.
Dead bitch. No, yeah, it's a solid film all the way around. Definitely, you know, a good Fright Night movie.
Yeah,
you know?
by far.
Give it a watch. Turn the lights off. Get cozy. Make some popcorn. Maybe have somebody over. You know, if you're pussy about it. No, but
best horror film this year so far, I would say.
You know what? And we were talking about it too. It's been a great year for horror. You know, so far.
I can't remember
what
the movies that have came out this year for horror.
We were watching. You know, it's gonna slip my mind. Obviously, I'm on the spot. But
a lot of good movies coming out.
There's a lot of good horror movies.
Those trailers that we're watching.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude.
Yeah. That one. One I'm definitely excited about. No. Well, that one looked good too. That one looked really good.
Yeah.
Nosferatu looked phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Amazing.
Looked amazing.
Oh
right?
Man.
Great Dracula like setup. The imagery. The time frame. It looked
the sound.
Yeah,
like,
and Willem Dafoe also plays like a good freaky presence.
Yeah.
You know, when he wants to. And that one looks good. It's definitely on my radar. I need to see it. But Alien.
Oh,
Alien,
yeah.
I need to I can't wait for it. I need the alien head bucket, the popcorn bucket. Dude, like,
when we do the review, you're gonna have it right here.
I'm gonna put it right here. Okay? I'm gonna put it right here. He'll talk to us, you know, about it and stuff. But yeah, I can't wait for those. So, we'll do those when the time comes. But I'm glad we're back. It's been a long time.
Right?
It's been a long time, and this was a solid film to do it on.
This is a perfect film.
This was a perfect film to do it on, and
By far.
we're doing it relatively recent to release.
Yeah,
as well.
pretty happy about that.
Yeah, pretty good. So
Hopefully, we continue.
let's do it. We'll we gotta
Be consistent.
We gotta make it up. We gotta make it up to our following.
Our 5 followers.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Mommy.
Show your friends, Mommy. Show your friends.
Show your friends.
I did it already.
Yeah.
I did it already.
We're good. Okay.
It's hurting my throat. No, he's got to do it now.
I don't want to do it.
Mine's good. Mine's on.
Yeah, his is good. I don't
Mine's
do
on
it.
point.
I don't do it that good.
He hasn't done it yet.
I don't do it good.
Yeah.
I'm not good. But let's just end it here.
All right. Yeah. This is a good place to stop.
Yeah.
But
so
thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. If you watched and stuff. So hopefully, yeah. Lauren, she opted out for this one.
Yeah, but the next one she'll be here because the next one is Deadpool.
Yeah. Lauren will return in the next Avengers.
The next Avengers, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine probably are gonna be our next.
Wait,
Tune in. What?
The outro? How does the outro go again?
Oh well, you can't see her, but that's Lauren. This is Matt. I'm Eddie. We all know each other.
Let's go.
So, yeah.